What is up, everybody? Today, we're going to talk about some travel hacks, the TSA Precheck, if you must, something that you should get if you travel more than once or twice a year. Honestly, it's super cheap. So this is going to be a part of a new series called Travel Tuesday, where every other Tuesday I post a travel related video. So stay tuned if you want to learn more about filmmaking, travel, and photography. This is the channel. So hit that button down below, the red one. So today we're talking about TSA Precheck. TSA Precheck, what is that? You may have heard this term before. What is it? It is a governmental program in the United States that basically allows you to go through a shorter line at the airport, and you don't have to take stuff out of your bag or take your shoes off. But we'll get into more of that here shortly. So first of all, if you travel often and you go through TSA, you're going to go through TSA if you go on an airplane. You know how annoying and long regular TSA lines can be. And you may see off to the side that there's just these people just chilling, just walking past you to this really nice short line. You're like, how the heck do I get in that line? So most of the time you're looking at either Clear or TSA Precheck. And today we're talking about Precheck. And this is essentially a way to go through a shorter line at the airport by going through a series of background checks, fingerprinting, etc., through a governmental facility that makes your life easier when you go to the airport. So essentially how this works is you go online and you go to the TSA's website, which will be in the description, and you apply for TSA Precheck. It is $78, but it lasts for 5 years, that's a long time. And then you renew it for $78 or however much it is after 5 years. Once you apply, you're most likely going to get approved unless you have some major issues with your background or background checks. Once you are approved for TSA Precheck, you'll have to make an appointment for an in-person meeting with, whomever. And this is where they will take your fingerprinting and they'll do some background checks, ask you a few questions. They'll look at your ID and some other documents to make sure you are who you say you are. And this is usually done at a pretty local facility. Could be, I think even Staples I've seen on TikTok recently does this. And there's other places, there's quite a bit of them around. Unlike Global Entry, which usually is done at a pretty large customs facility that's probably not close to where you live unless you're in a major city. Anyway, that's a different video. So once you go through this fingerprinting and background checking and meeting in person, you'll be approved most likely again, and then you'll get a number called your KTN, your known traveler number. Now, once you have this known traveler number, every time you book your flight online, it'll ask you for, in a little section you probably never noticed before, for your KTN or your known traveler number. That's where you'll enter your number, and when you get your boarding pass, it'll say Precheck on it. And if it doesn't, then you need to contact the airline immediately because you're not gonna be able to go through. Now, once you're at the airport, you do not go through the regular TSA line. There's usually a little sign that says Precheck or TSA Precheck, and that is the line you go to. It's usually on the side. In some airports, like the Denver airport, on busy days, literally half of the airport TSA is Precheck. So you just look for the Precheck line and you'll go through that line. And the really nice thing about Precheck is that you don't have to take off your shoes. You don't have to take your liquids out of your bag. You don't have to take your laptop out of your bag, your belts off. You don't have to take light jackets off. You essentially go through security without doing anything other than putting your stuff through the X-ray machine like normal, and you get to keep your shoes on. The thing that's really nice about this is when you're traveling domestically in the US, it literally pushes you through TSA like that. I can't tell you how often I've shown up to the airport 40 minutes before my flight if I'm not checking a bag, and I've literally gone through security, got to my gate, and hopped right on my plane with literally ease. I didn't have to wait, I didn't have to sit in uncomfortable chairs. I just literally went straight through the airport onto my plane, and it's such a nice thing. This is usually only at smaller airports like my local one, but bigger airports, even like Denver or Atlanta, I've still made it through within like 15 minutes or less, probably even less than that, because it goes so fast, because people don't have to take their crap out of their bags to get through, security, where you're waiting for old Grandma McGee in front of you to take literally everything out of her bag, and it just takes forever. So it's a super fast line, and it's a super short line usually compared to regular TSA. So it is definitely a beneficial thing to keep in mind. The only thing to keep in mind that is not great about this, which makes sense, is that it does not work anywhere other than the US. If you try to utilize TSA Precheck in any other country, they don't have it, because they don't have TSA like we do. They have security, and they have a version of TSA, but it is not TSA. It is just usually called security or something like that. So just keep that in mind. It is not a global thing. It's just for the US, but it definitely pushes you through the line super fast. So hopefully this was pretty informational and helped you understand a little bit more about TSA Precheck. I'll put the link in the description if you want to sign up for it. It's not an affiliate link. It's just something I highly recommend if you travel a lot and there's a doggo. But that's really it for this one, and I'll see you on the next one.